Today we're doing heart anatomy for General Human Biology 101. Here is a heart model, and I'm going to go over the basics that are here that we covered in lab. What you'll see is the heart sits in the chamber sort of like this. The right and left side are the patient's right and left, not the observer. Okay, so this is the right side of the heart, this is the left side of the heart. And on the outside here, what you see, these things are the coronary arteries. On the outside, the red ones. Those actually take blood from the aortic arch area to the heart muscle itself. So if you have a heart attack, it's these little things that typically get clogged because they prevent blood from getting to the heart muscle. So the heart muscle starves without oxygen and then it ceases to beat. All right? Let's take a look on the inside and look at the structure of where the blood flow goes. Blood flow comes in from the superior and inferior vena cava on the right side of the heart into the right atrium. The right atrium then, when the atrium, the two of them contract together, squeezes blood into this right ventricle. The right ventricle, between the atrium and the ventricle is this valve structure here. The valve is like a big piece of tendon. All right, and has these things that are called chordae tendineae on them that attach to papillary muscles on the inside of the ventricle. All right, and that prevents the valve from prolapsing or allowing backflow into the atrium. Because when the ventricles contract here, they're going to squeeze blood in one direction. And when the valve shuts, blood will have to go forward. It'll go out through this hole here, which is, of course, to the pulmonary semilunar valve. All right? So the semilunar valve is the one-way valve for exit. So it goes from here out to the lungs, and blood then comes back from the lungs with oxygen and will come back into the left side of the heart. Comes into the left atrium, and again from the left atrium down, and then passes through this valve here, which is called the mitral valve or the bicuspid valve. Right? Same structures of chordae tendineae attached to papillary muscles. You'll notice the left ventricle is a lot thicker walled than the right ventricle is. And the left side has to pump a lot of blood to the body, like up to the head, so there's a lot more of the muscle mass of the heart is concentrated around the left ventricle. So you can always tell left side from right side by that thickness of that wall. So blood then moves one way through this valve and then one way through the other valve, which is, of course, in this case, the aortic semilunar valve. Okay? So there it goes out to the body, and then it will go to all the muscles of the body and then return